Hey, everybody.
It's the way laughter fills the room when everybody's finally home. This old story's getting told again, and somehow they still feel new. It's the peace that came with letting go, the smile that shows up out of nowhere. When I slow my pace and take it in, I realize I got more than I thought I had. I don't rush past the blessing anymore. Don't treat the good like it's small. Life taught me joy, don't always shout. Sometimes it's softly called. These are the grand things, the kind that make your chest feel full. The grand things, the love that stayed, the moments that pulled me through. It ain't about having everything figured out. It's noticing what's already here right now. Yeah, these are the grand things, and I'm grateful for them. It's the wisdom earned from living, not rushing who I'm meant to be. It's learning how to celebrate the version of me standing here. It's family checking in just because, and joy is showing up unplanned. Funny how the biggest parts of life were right here in my hands. I used to think grand meant far away, somewhere I hadn't gone. Turns out grand was walking with me all along. These are the grand things, the smiles that don't need a reason why. The grand things, the quiet wins that don't make headlines. It ain't about the past, no, racing ahead. It's gratitude, living where my feet are planted. Yeah, these are the grand things, and I choose to stand in them. Grand ain't always loud. Sometimes it's still, sometimes it's a deep breath. Or laughing until you can't sit still. If you pause long enough, you'll see what I mean. There's a whole lot of grand in the life you're already living. These are the grand things. Yeah, the life I'm living, the love I know, the way grace keeps helping me grow. I don't need perfect, I don't need more plans. I just need to recognize where I stand. Yeah, these are the grand things. I'm standing in them, and I'm standing in them. Take a look at your life. Don't rush past it. There's something grand right there.
Hey, everybody. This is Mother Teresa. And guess what? It is Tuesday night, 7:05. That means that it is time to grandstand. And if you liked or enjoyed that music, that is one of my releases that will be released on February the 7th, which is this upcoming Saturday, and it's entitled Grand Things. And Grand Things is the theme for grandstanding. Hey, family. Hey, everybody. I am so glad that you are here with me on tonight. And if you are by chance, some of my followers that have been listening to me for any length of time, you all know that on Tuesday nights, I try to bring you all just a few nuggets, just a few things that will hopefully help you to be able to live a grand life or a grander life. And so on tonight is no different. So I hope that you've grabbed your popcorn or your favorite snack and your water or your favorite beverage, and you are ready to grandstand. Now, before we get into the what I'm going to talk about tonight, because I kind of gave you all a hint on Monday when I told you all or shared with you all, I don't want to say I told you all, but I shared with you all that some of us is carrying things that we should not be carrying alone. Okay, so we're going to dive a little bit deeper into that. And you may have already noticed and say, Mother Teresa, what is wrong with you? You are not your. Uh, Ned says she's got her root beer float. So that's her grand thing for tonight. You all may have noticed that, hey, I'm not as upbeat as I normally am. And I'm just going to ask you all to pray for me because my throat hurts. And as soon as I'm done with this, it is bedtime for me. I don't feel the very best, but I wanted to come on and share with you all some of the grand things that's happening in my life. And so, also on tonight again, I am Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So, those that are listening on YouTube, hopefully the grands are sitting around having dinner and they are watching mommy on the big screen. And some of you all, some others of you all may be doing the same thing. But I just also wanted to pause here and just say thank you all so very much for tuning in because you don't have to. You don't have to tune in. You don't have to set aside, your time on Tuesday nights to jump in. And but thank you. Thank you so very much. And I also want to give another thank you for those who have listened to my newest release that was released on last Saturday, The Love That Stayed. If you have listened to it and if it has blessed you, let me know by either putting it blessed me in the comments or thumbs up, hearts, whatever. So just let me know that you've listened to it. Or it may not have blessed you, but you've at least listened to it. So, yes, okay, I see some hearts. So, yes, yes, yes. And I'm going to share with you all a little bit more about the love that stayed, probably in another couple of episodes, or, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. But on tonight, I wanted to just, again, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. But I wanted to share with you all on tonight, if you remember, if you caught my Monday morning motivation, I talked to you all about that we are carrying, some of us are carrying things that is wasn't meant to be carried alone. And when I say it wasn't meant to be carried alone, there are other people in our lives that a lot of the things that we're carrying, it doesn't just belong to us. It maybe should be, that load should be carried by other people that are in your lives. Maybe that's a partner, maybe that's a spouse, maybe it's a family member, it could be a friend, it could be a coworker. So when I'm talking about what I will be talking about tonight, doesn't necessarily mean it's just something that it's a husband and a wife type of thing, because like I said, it could very easily be some things that we're carrying at work. And you know who we are, who you are these are the people that other people say, these are the strong ones. These are the dependable ones. This is the person that everybody leans on. This is the person that we can all go to, and we know that if we just, ask them for some help, or we don't even have to ask for help, guess what? They're going to jump in and they're going to do it. And so these are the people that I'm talking about tonight. And I want you all to understand that it's okay to lay some of this stuff down without feeling guilty. And I think that is the biggest thing that gets a lot of us, is that when we pick up something, we feel like we carry it for so long that we are guilty when we actually put it down or lay it down. But I want you all to understand that you can put those things down. You can lay them down without feeling guilty. And let me just tell you, when I'm talking, you all, I am talking to myself. I'm talking to myself first. And I often say this, is that if you have I've got to talk to myself. I've got to pour from a cup that is full, but sometimes that cup gets empty. And the reason why that cup gets empty is because I'm carrying things that I don't need to be carrying by myself. And that could be in any facet in my life, you all, in any facet. So let me just tell you, if you ever felt bad about needing help or rest or relief, I want you to know that you are not alone, but you are allowed to be free of those things. Now, my husband tonight, and I thank God for my husband because he was trying to take care of me, and he said, honey, it's something called self care. And he said, you need to learn to do that. He said, you're not feeling well tonight. Go to bed. And I said, honey, I am going to bed as soon as I finish this. And he was like, okay, okay. So some of us, we carry things because we want to. Not that we are being forced to do those things, not that anybody has even asked us to do those things, but we carry those things because we feel like we have to do it. And so, but I don't look at this as being a burden. I look at this as being part of my healing journey. And because this is my part of my healing journey and my story that I feel like I need to tell, then I don't want to miss. I really don't want to miss. And so that's why I'm here on tonight. So, but for you, what is the reason why you are carrying the things that you're carrying and you're doing it by yourself? Now, some of this is this is personal. And some of you all, I'm not going to ask you to put that in the chat. I'm just going to ask you to think about it and ponder over it, okay? But there is a difference. I want y'all to understand that there is a difference between responsibility and a burden, okay? Responsibility is what God assigns us to do, okay? Or what, excuse me, what God assigns. A burden is something that we pick up out of fear, guilt, or expectation. What do y'all think about those? A burden is something that we pick up out of fear, guilt, or an expectation. You're expected to do this thing. You feel guilty about if you don't do it. And then you also may be fearful if you don't do it. What would be the consequences? Okay? What would be the consequences? Now, the responsibilities that God gives us, I feel like those they may be somewhat heavy, but God is going to give us the strength to be able to do the things that He requires of us. And even the burdens, the things that we have picked up out of guilt, fear, or, shame or whatever, or expectation, even the Bible teaches us that we are to cast our burdens. Our burdens, I didn't say responsibilities, but cast our burdens on Him because He cares for us and He can help with those burdens. All right. Not because, and I wanted to say, sometimes we carry things not because we can carry them. I said earlier, sometimes we pick up things just because we want to pick up things. Uh, but guess what? That doesn't mean that you were necessarily called to carry those things. And I hope you understand what I'm saying. Sometimes we pick up things, and I want to say obligations or just respond, and I'm not going to say responsibilities, but we pick up things that we feel like we just want to carry them. We want to do these things. We have sometimes, now I'm going to be honest with you all. There are some people who do certain things. Is that my mom? I think that's my mom watching. But sometimes we pick up things that we were not necessarily called to carry or even chosen to carry, but we do it just because. And some of those things, you all, we do it because we are a fixer or we try to fix things. Because I said earlier, because we are the strong one, we like to keep the peace. And then the other thing, and you all may say, oh, that's kind of bad. But sometimes we have that savior mentality. It's like, oh, I want to be that person's or the savior in this situation. So, and everybody's going to look at me and say, Oh, they did it again. They are the ones that came to the rescue and they were able to make it all happen. Well, let me just tell you all, you're going to get tired. You're going to get burned out really, really quickly because guess what? There's only one Savior, one Savior, you all. And so we cannot be anybody else's Savior. We cannot do that. And let me just also say this is that when we step in the place of trying to be the Savior, we push God aside and we don't allow Him to do what He is supposed to do. Okay? There are some situations that we get into and we know that it is a something that we need God to step in and help us. But because someone else has assumed that role as the savior, God is not allowed to do his work. He's probably thinking, and I can't speak for God, but he's probably thinking, "Hey, you said you got it, so go ahead and do it. Okay, you say you can make it work. Let me see how you going to make it work." You've stepped in and you've stepped in his place. And so, guess what? He's going to step back and let you try to make it. He's going to let you try to make it. Now, many of us hold on to things for too long because guess what? We're afraid of disappointing other people. We're afraid that they're not going to like us. We're afraid that they're going to, sometimes we feel like we hold on to stuff because we feel like we're going to be judged if we let it go. You know, she used to do it all the time. What's happened now? Why she's not doing it or why he's not doing it? And then also another thing is sometimes we're worried about what will happen if I stop. Okay. But I want you all to understand that when these things happen, guilt is not of God. Okay. And sometimes when we think about it, conviction actually brings clarity, but guilt can also bring shame. And you know, and one of the things we were talking, my husband and I, we were talking about something, and it was about shame and guilt. You've got to be very careful that we don't fall into things simply because, you know, that can bring shame upon us. And that may not make sense right now, but sometimes we step into situations and we keep doing those things because first of all, we're feeling guilty about something in our lives, or if we know if we stop, then it's going to bring some shame. But I'm going to tell you, God is about a God of rest. When we have taken on too much, He gives us to know that, hey, step back and take a rest. And if you don't do it, guess what? Your body keeps the score. There is a book called that, The Body Keeps the Score. And when you're doing too much and you know that it's time to sit down, but you won't, guess what? The body keeps the score. And a lot of times people will say, hey, I didn't stop until I couldn't go any further. Or I got so sick that I had to stop. And you all, I'm going to tell you, I've been in that situation and it's not a good place to be. So learn to listen to your body. And as I'm saying that, I am learning right now that I have been talking a little bit too much right now because I can feel my voice leaving me. And so, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to just say, I have really, really enjoyed grandstanding on tonight. And I know that I am not nearly finished with what I had to share with you all. But I will tell you, for all of my people that are listening to grandstanding, we do this, or I do this once a week. And try again, I will say, is to give y'all nuggets, to give y'all different things that will help you throughout the week and help you to be able to live this grand life. But if you think that you need a little bit more, throughout the course of the week or on a daily basis, guess what? I have grandstanding that's on YouTube. You can go back and you can catch some of that. But I also have something that you can actually get every single day, and it's called Get Soul Notes. And the Get Soul Notes is actually a daily text message that comes directly to your cell phone. And if you feel like you need some encouragement along the way, I advise you, I really advise you, and I encourage you to subscribe to Get Soul Notes and let it bless your soul, okay? And so with that being said, I'm going to share with you all what my beautiful sister Cynthia would say is good night, grandstanders. And I will see you all on next week. And I want to give a huge shout out. Tomorrow is February the 4th. I have two nephews that will be celebrating birthdays on tomorrow. That is Cameron, and that is my other nephew, my oldest nephew, which is Gene. And so their birthdays are tomorrow. So I just want to wish you all a happy birthday. And I'm going to say good night, grandstanders. Y'all don't forget to live this grand life that God has blessed you with. It's all about the grand things. Some of you all may say, what's grand about my life? You woke up this morning, okay? So it's grand. So you all have a great night. Bye-bye, everybody.
It's the way laughter fills the room when everybody's finally home. This old story's getting told again, and somehow they still feel new. It's the peace that came with letting go, the smile that shows up out of nowhere. When I slow my pace and take it in, I realize I got more than I thought I had. I don't rush past the blessing anymore. Don't treat the good like it's small. Life taught me joy, don't always shout. Sometimes it's softly called. These are the grand things, the kind that make your chest feel full. The grand things, the love that stayed, the moments that pulled me through. It ain't about having everything figured out. It's noticing what's already here right now.
Good night, grands. Good night, grandkids. You all have a great night.
It's the wisdom earned from living, not rushing who I'm meant to be. It's learning how to celebrate.
Don't forget to get your soul notes.
It's family checking in just because, and joy is showing up unplanned. Funny how the biggest parts of life were right here in my hands. I used to think grand meant far away, somewhere I hadn't gone. Turns out grand was walking with me all along. These are the grand things, the smiles that don't need a reason why. The grand things, the quiet wins that don't make headlines. It ain't about the past, no, racing ahead. It's gratitude.
Hey, Mama.
Yes, these are the grand things, and I choose to stand in them. Always loud. Sometimes it's still, sometimes it's a deep breath. Laughing until you can't sit still. If you pause long enough, you'll see what I mean. There's a whole lot of grand in
Hello, my friend Becky. I think I just saw Becky Curl. Hey, Becky. Yes, I thought that was you, Sister Becky. I'm ending early tonight, Becky. My throat is bothering me. I think I see Nicole. Oh my goodness. Y'all have to go back and catch the beginning. I'm ending it a little bit earlier tonight. Tell Brother Curl I said hello. Nicole, thank you. Good night, grandstanders. I will see you all on next week. Bye-bye, everybody.